Man, we gotta get the lights. We gotta get the light hooked up in here. So we got a little halfway new location right here. You know what I'm saying? We are in both right now. Real quick, truth rules. I got sincere. This live is going to take place over on the City Sciences. So if you over there, come over to the City Sciences. Everybody that if you tune in over here on Random Jewels, come on over to the City Sciences so we can flow from the survival scrolls. How do we get this hooked up? We think of something in a minute. But what's the deal? What's going on out there? We waiting for a couple heads. We waiting for VC Realm. Look, if we could get the guy IB in here, that would be great. Who else we looking for? We looking for a couple people. We looking for Wise You. So we can, you know, it's been some developments. I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but it's been some developments. I got sincere, no doubt. We over here in the place to be. But yeah, you know, we might get a little bit looser than we usually do today. Yeah, tomorrow we'll be politically correct, but today I gotta put my Wise You hat on. It's one thing I like about the City Sciences channel. You know, the unstable individuals haven't caught up to us over here yet. So we can still rock out over here. We don't need medication. Yeah, well, I guess they are slow gassing. They're about to miss it. But has anyone, matter of fact, should I cut this off over here? I need to cut this off. I can use the light. Everybody that tunes in on Random Jewels, we're about to shut this Random Jewels down. Come over to the City Sciences. That's what we flowing from the survival scrolls tonight. All right, so we ended that. Whenever they come in, they're coming. But complete. Have you the number one news? I listen. I was going to go live yesterday, but I ended up with a whole bunch of stuff to do. Have you seen the new developments with the vaccines? Did you see that complete? Can y'all hear me in it? Can y'all hear me in it? All right. Yeah, sounds probably. Did you get a chance to see the new development that they have with that? You seeing them flopping all over? Because listen, here's my point. What I'm saying about that right there. This look. This, like I said, I gotta put my wise you hat on. I gotta put my wise you hat on because listen, I thought y'all said y'all knew that degree on some 5% shit. Y'all said y'all knew that degree. Y'all said y'all tested this stuff. Y'all said y'all tested this stuff, right? And it was safe. And now you're coming out saying not so much. Is that is it me? Is it like I said, or some just the way let's see, we can get some light in here. Is that it's not better. We gotta figure this room out. The lights and all that. We'll get it down pat. But this is we a lot of the city sciences, this is the beginning of the room right here. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get a little more things. But I'm saying, did anybody notice that? Did anybody notice that part? That script? You said you knew that degree. I said y'all studied. That y'all had this uh these trials, right? You studied everything and it's safe, right? And now you coming back to say, nah, not so much. Now you want to come back and tell us that, nah, it's not really safe. The 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 other one is still safe, but not this one. And by it being too late now, right? They've already been exempted from any type of litigation or whatever. You're not going to be able to sue them if something goes wrong now. Where are we at? Complete. Did you also see where because this is something for everybody. This is what I'm saying. This is where you're starting to see the money coming in, right? Did you notice that Fauci is now saying that they want to redefine what it means to be fully vaccinated? So whereas fully vaccinated before was the 2 shots, now the uh, at least 2 shots to boost. Yeah, it's like District 120. Did you see any of that? Did you see that now the CDC has? I wouldn't say they're not recommending it, but they put some cut on their recommendation. Felix Almanzar. We're starting to get a little people over now. What happened? Did y'all see the short video on Random Jewels? We get our numbers up over here eventually. You know, it's the same way we started on Random Jewels. Now look where we at. Big time YouTube. Nah. I mean, listen, I gotta ask IB right now. Cause you know IB is real with it. But I gotta ask him, because he took the J&J. And see, here's the thing. A lot of people that took the J&J, that was the reason that they took it, because it's supposed to be, it didn't have the RNA. You know what I'm saying? So you took it for safety purposes, but yeah. So well, let's go ahead and you know how we do here. We might as well go ahead and pull it up. Let us. So here we go right here. Let us let me pull this screen right here for it. All right, so there we go right there. So see, like I said, it's I don't want to say that they completely took away the recommendation. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say they took away the recommendation, but uh, the information on this right now is that because the J&J was having complications, the J&J was having complications with the J&J was having complications with blood clots. I don't know what took me so long to think of that, but they was having complications with blood clots. So because of that, they're recommending you don't get J&J if Pfizer and Moderna are available. This right here is on. This is on. I think this was NBC. What I looked this up. So yeah, this is the NBC This is the NBC news website. With all of these things, of course, you got to check them. You know what I'm saying? You see, well, I don't know if OSHA cave, uh, the 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 case was kicked up the what you call it, like the case is on for the Supreme Court now. You know what I'm saying? But what happened? Remember the block on whatever they was trying to do through OSHA was put in by the appeals court. So whatever happened, that case ran its course now and is headed for the Supreme Court. So I don't know necessarily that OSHA caved. Did you also see District 120 that Fauci wants to redefine what is the definition of fully vaccinated? So weren't they all banned in different countries overseas for what the jab is doing to people 30 plus years old? Well, that's kind of the case with medicine and junk, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you have uh, different versions that's available in different places. So there was, I think, wasn't it? There was another company in the beginning that had a vaccine that got banned in America, and I think they took it over to Africa. But this is something that, as far as I'm concerned, now you're seeing the money. Now you're seeing the money come into play. Now you're seeing the situation where the clearly what I can see here is they got a cash cow in their hands, where you have something that you produce, right? That the government, they have the health care, right? Remember, you got a health care mandate where you're supposed to have health care, right? And then you have the mandate to take the vaccine. So you got one mandate that guarantees their payment, and the other mandate that guarantees that their product is going to move. You see, I understand this. Yeah. So some elements of just G. This is, see, we on the City Sciences channel now. So we just see that there's some level of this G here, this marvelous. Like, see what I'm saying? Imagine the government said, listen, right now, you got to watch all the random Jews videos or you losing your job. See, that would I would be pretty set up right there. He said, this is what I was alluding to when I said this is no more than a revenue replacement for the drawdown. I mean, I know that these dudes, they hooked in at the highest level right there. what I mean by that is, like for instance, the oil people is up there at the highest level of government, meaning over a dispute. Like, look, you got that oil well right there, and cats playing with our money. Like, nigga, we will get the United States military mobilized against your fucking ass. Who do you think you playing with? The banks, they in at the highest level. If a country or American banks some money, they can mobilize the United States military. If you don't give us our money, we taking it in blood. At this point right now, the pharmaceutical companies, not saying that they wasn't before, but we can't question the fact right now that they have been at the highest level. They have been at the highest level. See, that's what I told you, man. I'm doing my workout, man, because listen, I see it coming. See, one thing we don't be having on the channel? We have a lot of people who have, you know, historical experts like Encyclopedia Brown. We have, brothers that is in the medical field, like the God I be. You know what I'm saying? We need, uh, we need a lawyer. We need a lawyer to break some of this stuff down. Because I'm like, see, that's big right there to me. I don't know if everybody else is paying attention, saying, but you told us that these things were safe. That's why I got to ask IB, is this the first, what's the name? Is this the first commercial? Remember we keep saying that yo, what's gonna happen when it's late night and you see that commercial asking you, if if you got any of these symptoms, if you took this substance right here. He said Brian at NBC stuff. Now we talking about lying Brian? I don't know what the fuck you still doing there. That's what you talking about. The Lion Bryant? Star Mel, I forgot. Yeah, Star Mel's starting to be a lawyer. I haven't kicked it with Star Mel in a while. I seen he got a channel. I watched a couple of jump balls, but I didn't get a chance to watch it like that. But you're right. Let's tap in with Star Mel. Do I have? I think I got Star Mel on my Instagram. I ain't got his digits though. But yeah, if anybody get in touch with him, you know what I'm saying? Tell him come through. We have some little bit of some legalese. We need him to translate a little legalese for us. It's always been about money when it comes to war, medicine, and food. That's the American way. Right, complete. That's what I'm saying. Is that the first commercial? You understand what I mean? Because I'm saying you was out there telling people to get this for their kids and everything. Like I'm saying, there's things that happen, right? And see, like I said, I'm not saying that the issues wasn't real. I'm not saying that everybody who was on the set was fake, right? But it shows you that it was something else behind all those protests in 2020. Because I don't see how this could happen, how this news could come out and it's not, the streets is not jam packed. Like, wait a minute. That's another science too, a side issue. Not even a side issue, but just simply, I've been observing things. You know what I'm saying? I was on the app again when I ain't supposed to be. I was on the app again, and I started seeing something about feminism, especially as it pertains to Black women. Which, I mean, how much do I care? You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of game in that they not seeing, G. There's a lot of game in it, meaning not saying anything unique to them, but I'm just saying the way that capitalism works. See, this comment that Felix Almanzar made just brought that to mind, where it's a son about the way that capitalism works, right? Where capitalism takes place in certain centers. Like, there's certain manufacturing centers, there's certain uh, retail centers, et cetera, et cetera. The factories, the stores, et cetera, right? Peace Money came in. So I didn't even know you knew about the City Sciences channel. And it's funny that you came in right now, because I was just talking about, I was listening to some conversations. It's this other app, Clubhouse. So I like it because it's like the radio. It's entertaining, you know what I'm saying? It's informative, in some ways, but it's just something. I don't listen to the radio. I don't listen to High 97. You know what I'm saying? Even if I do, I'm a talk radio person, right? But anyway, I was watching the app, and I'm starting to see the fruition of something that I saw coming the entire time. And it's that, see, the way capitalism works, to get back to where I started, the way capitalism works, it takes place in these centers where you have these factories, you know what I'm saying, or you got farmland, whatever it is, where you get the resources, right, and produce them into goods, right? Uh, oh man, you're talking about the emotion of the debates. Keep that in mind. We're gonna come back to that because that's a whole other issue. See, right now, I'm talking about that you have these centers, right? And the way capitalism has worked, I'm saying, since the 1700s, right? The way it's worked is that the people generally was not in those places, or whatever amount of people that was in those places, they didn't have enough people, so they had to draw people in. And a lot of times, they drew them in with the promise, right, that, yo, we're gonna you know your life is going to be improved. You know what I'm saying? You're going to make all this money, and you're going to have an apartment. You're not going to have to farm, do all this, crazy stuff, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so people end up moving to those centers, right? To, get those jobs, improve their life and everything. And it does improve somewhat. There is measurable improvement that occurs. right? But you never really get over the hump. They just keep telling you that if you just listen, you almost there, you almost at the dream. If you just work a little bit harder. See, y'all got the degrees. You just gotta work a little bit harder. And they just keeping you on the hamster wheel, dangling the carrot in front of you. And because there's no stick, right? You don't really see what's going on. You see what I'm saying? Now listen, I saw it in the beginning, in 90s. When I first started seeing women being on the rise, you know, and they was going out, you know what I'm saying, and buying all this stuff and getting all these shoes and bags. It was, you see, she's had the bag with the change purse and then the like the little small purse that's inside, and then the change purse that go inside the loose. It was getting wild. I'm talking about on the train. Like if you got money to buy that kind of stuff, you should be riding the train. I'm saying, but I'm saying this is how loose everybody was, or women was being with that money. I started seeing even little kids where it's like, yo, Shorty clearly don't work, but when you look at how he's dressed, it's like, damn, sure you balling. And at that point, when I looked at what women was doing, right, I said, women is having the crack era right now. This is like a crack era for them. The only difference is spending their money on shoes and bags instead of jewelry and rims. And now one day you're gonna look up and realize that you really was on a hamster wheel the whole time. You understand what I'm saying? You was flossing on the hamster wheel, but you was on the hamster wheel because at the end you gonna see you didn't really get nowhere. You see what I'm saying? And that's one of the things I'm starting to see set in where there's a certain frustration, right? Because not getting over the hump. You understand what I mean? Because check this out. For all these statistics you can name, right? You have all this education, you're all high class, you still can't even make more money than the black man. We got all the people in the world who's on the bottom of the fucking barrel. You can't even get your status, your economics above his. You the only person that makes less money than the black man. Still, after being the most highly educated, the most, you understand what I mean? And then there's starting to be a frustration that's arising amongst them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, you gotta take it on everybody else, but it's not everybody else's fault. This is just the way capitalism works. I'm saying that, listen, when our ancestors came up here in the Great Migration, it was the same thing. They came up here being promised more gold for their labor, which was more than they was earning in their own country. Did they receive more gold? No. The trader disappeared. Same thing, listen. That's why, that's why all those white people is bugging out. Because the same thing happened. They was promised that look, you're gonna go to America, you're not gonna be a peasant no more. But now, listen, they out there in the tent cities too. So it's not, it's not hate. I'm sure, like, see, if I said this, right, in another forum, see, we're in the city sciences now, what we talking about, and it's just a handful of us anyway. But see, if I said that in another forum, it probably would be seen as hate towards women. It's not. I'm just telling you, this is the G that's being ran right here. This is the G that's being ran right here. And at the end of the day, you're going to end up with nothing but a whole bunch of memories talking about, how you used to floss these shoes and these bags, just like you see them old drug dealers talking about how they used to go in clubs that don't even exist no more and shit, and how they used to be in there all fly. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't have a solution, because let me tell you another thing I learned from Clubhouse, and this goes to the signs what you were saying earlier about emotions in the debates that's on there. Is since doing that, since being on there and seeing that, I realize now that men and women that don't know each other should not be speaking in public. Like, if it's just a public forum, right? We don't need to be talking. If I don't know you, we do not need to be talking. See, because like I said, my first thing is, look, just respect. I'm a respectful person. I don't want to speak to anybody who doesn't feel that they need to be respectful just as a matter of their own self principles. You understand what I mean? See, what I'm saying about a person being respectful, and look, that's a part of being respectful, is taking a bath. That you're going to be amongst people, don't disrespect us. Don't make us have to deal with this bullshit when you know better. If you know better, right, and you disrespect it, because knowledge is respect. So you know better than some shit. Now you just disrespect it. So, my thing is, I'm not, I don't want to fight you. I don't want you to want to fight me. I just listen. Let's don't talk. Because I see another thing on there, right, is that a man and a woman will be talking, right? And like you said, as the passion in a debate starts to rise, right, both people will start raising their voice. And because the woman cannot raise her voice as loud as the man's voice, right? She says that she's being silenced. That's a whole other, we go into that too, but she says that she's being silenced. So my point is this: listen, if you can't stand the heat, you got to stay out of the kitchen. Like, if there's somewhere in the world, right, for whatever reason, like niggas over there is just real tough. Let's just say you just had a whole area over there where everybody over there could kick my ass. Guess what? I stay fuck away from over there. You can't stand the heat. Get out there. It's not for you over there. That's the deal. I should not be engaging in shit with these niggas over here. And that's just one of the examples, or two of the examples. You know, first thing is the respect. Second thing is, listen, we're clearly not on the same level. The same way you don't put LeBron James and you know, what's the woman's name? She's supposed to be the best, and then I can't. I don't watch. I don't watch the LBL. But you don't put them in the same league. It's the same way. It's like if that's how the interaction is gonna go, I see why it was that way. You know, that's some fairly recent shit. Because listen, men and women that didn't know each other never drank together. Women that was not prostitutes was not allowed in bars until prohibition. And then because everybody's sneaking, there, it's everything is underground now, so the rules don't count. See, I see why the old timers clearly they saw this, they saw that this was the potential. Like, no, 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 I'm talking to my wife. You see this? The old timers was wise in a lot of ways. They did some ass backwards shit, but they was wise in a lot of ways. We got West Coast wise in the building. West Coast wise, I have my wise hat on today. I said wise you, but West Coast, you rock that hat too, West Coast. West Coast, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with CDC because they said they knew 120. And it turns out, when we asked them a degree, when we asked them a degree, they didn't actually know it. You did West Coast? Or you came in and dipped out real quick? The CDC. They said they studied the shit. You had 1,000, whatever. You gave it, you tested 400 million people around the world, and the shit is safe. You said they said they studied. God. See, that's how it is, man. See, that's why that degree, for those that know, that's all we do. Now the sound. All right, what's the building degree? What's the building degree in the actual facts? We want to see if you really know it, man. Then it turns out you ain't really studied. And if you found out this, right? If you found this out, and how many months has it been? About 6 months? When this stuff came out, like April, May? So a little 6 months, give or take. A little 6 months, give or take. And now the other shoe, the other, one, at least one other shoe drops. How many shoes is left? Right. August 20th is when those people quit the CDC. Now look, that makes it, that makes when they quit, right? August 2020. Right. That makes when they quit all the more, you know, I don't know what the word is, but just a point of interest. Like, is that what's going to come out that, yeah, those people knew that was the issue the entire time. Maybe not per se that issue, but they know, nigga, I know you don't know 120. See, that's why I said that's that wise you shit. Like, you came here and said you know 120. No, you don't. You know how wise you get that. No, you don't. What's that degree then? Because remember, that was a part of what they were saying when they resigned from the CDC, is they were saying that you're not going according to the procedures that's really prescribed here at the CDC, right? And you're trying to use the FDA, or was it the other way around? I think it was the FDA where they resigned, and they said you're trying to use the CDC to get around certain regulations and procedures that you suppose, certain protocols that's supposed to be in place for you to approve medicine. So yeah, now is this all? See, that's why I just sit there and do the knowledge. See, I don't jump out the window with the conspiracy, but see, once enough data points start lining up here, you see, with these things, the smoking gun, they already said, we ain't letting y'all see the smoking gun. We ain't letting y'all see the smoking gun until 2075. That's the latest, what they saying, that in order for them to release all the information about the testing and everything that went into the making of the vaccines, right? That they can only do X amount of pages a day. And at that rate of that X amount of pages a day, it would take it to 2075 for them to release all the information. Now, these things, what I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. See, because that's the smoking gun. I don't have the smoking gun, but the circumstantial evidence is starting to stack up here, B. You said you wonder if this is still a live exercise. The only way this is going to stop being a live exercise is when we die. In the meantime, it's a live exercise. That to me is absolutely crazy. Like I said, we just doing a little preview, running through some stories that I heard. I don't know which ones y'all want to cover. Put those in the comment box. Which ones in particular y'all we want to lock in? We definitely gotta lock in when we get when we get in touch with you said X Mill, yeah, we definitely gotta get in touch with IB about the J&J situation. Because remember we already discussed the redefinition of the vaccine, in which IB informed us that the you got all different types of life. You know what I mean? Whether you got plants, you got animals, you got insects. You got animals that live in a part of the water where they still existing off of sunlight, right? But the sunlight that's stored in the earth, and they live by these volcanic vents. That's where they get their heat and their nutrients from. It's a different type of life. You know what I'm saying? Just like you got insects that just suck blood. You got insects that actually eat other things. You know what I'm saying? So this particular type of life that this virus is, he said that it mutates so quickly that there's no such thing as being fully vaccinated against it. He said the exercise comment is common amongst the uninformed parties. Well, what they think. That's one of the things where you have to wonder, what do a person think? They could never get me. They could never get me in the military. Oh, in the military, that's where they use that terminology, live exercise. Yeah, son, it's listen, it's live rounds in that cannon right now. Yeah, most definitely. Keep your head on the swivel. Oh, let's see what else is out there, man. That's a couple other crazy stories too. Like yesterday, I saw that New York. I saw that New York was getting 20,000. Is it New York or America? Got 20,000 new cases in one day. So it says here the New York governor, this headline says, the New York governor has already added the booster. So you got to have at least 3 shots in New York to be fully vaccinated. CNN went, CNN went into lockdown. Oh, that's what it was too, man. How could y'all let me forget about Kango Kid, man? See, if 793rd was in here, 793rd wouldn't let me forget about the Kango Kid. That was, yeah, Felix says, listen, I'm just, look, like I said last time, it caught me totally off guard. There was just certain things that they were saying. It was like, nah, I ain't that, nah, that can't. Like, when they were saying that, look, they might lock New York down. Like, stop it, huh? Locking New York down. They say I know New York is locked down. The 7-day average in New York is approximately 13,000. Is that over or under the number that we got out of lockdown for? Remember, it was a particular number. It was like when the cases dropped below this, then when the cases drop below this, then we can come out of lockdown. You said pacify it again for a few years. Nah, I don't think it's no reason to pacify it. Like I'm pretty sure uh well definitely by volume. By volume, right? You know, in this short distance of time, this has to be the most successful, you know, product. Just saying that, you know, you selling this one thing right here. Like all you got to do is make them and ship them out. You ain't even got to do no commercials, none of that shit. Niggas can't sue you if they get fucked up. So I don't see no pacification coming. Like the people is already, uh, you know, not. pacified necessarily in the sense that you're saying, but related to that, the people have enough fear planted in them that uh, they're passive. Dr. Vinci. And what happened with this right here, man? What happened to the build back better politics game, man? Listen, it's crazy. And you see, what's the name? You see, you seen Bill Cosby came out. Look, it's starting to look good for Weinstein too now. At least in his New York case. Felix Almanzar said, "What's the bottom line in all this? Um, in all what? In how you mean? What's the bottom line?" I think I know the answer, but I just need a little bit of clarity. A little bit of clarity on the question. Let's figure out. I think I gotta get a. I gotta upgrade my membership to these streaming services. So I think it speeds up the responses or something. I think I'm on the slow. So the average daily count during the release was 300. So if the rolling average, you said is what, 13,000 or 1,300? Okay, so the 7 day rolling average is 13 or 15, so that's over 1,000. That's uh that's about 1,700 a day, right? 16, about 1,600 a day, something like that. Hmm. Put your helmets on. Well, what degree of knowledge? What degree of knowledge Felix Almanzar? Yeah, complete. Yeah, that's a whole other thing where Omicron they saying is the least the least lethal. Like of all the different versions, all the different variants, uh, Omicron is supposed to be the least lethal. It's just the most contagious. But I can see one of the issues though, right? In terms of it being lightweight, right? But it being highly contagious, right? At the same time, that is highly uh uh what's the word, as it evolves, you know what I'm saying? It evolves quickly, right? The new variants. So if this infects a high amount of people, right? And then as that variant is in each person, right, and adapting to the environment of that person's body, right, that's more potential, uh, more potential evolution of variants. You know what I'm saying? It's more potential mutations. Like if you have this disease and it's only contagious enough to infect 2 people, right, out of 10 people, then only those two in those 2 people's environments, right, is causing variants. You know what I'm saying? But if you if you're dealing with something that it infects 8 people out of 10 people, then those 8 environments is all creating various mutations, and then one of those mutations could end up being uh, way more deadly. So I get understand why they still being urgent about it. At least those who are sincere about. So you're on the 136. So the answer, right, is the seventh degree in the eighth degree in the 1 to 10. Let that roll around in your head for a couple seconds, and then let me know what you think of that. But yeah, man, shout out to Kango Kid, man. That's crazy, man. Kango Kid, man. Legendary, another brother too, man. Apparently, they had some other music festival, and says somebody stabbed him in his neck, man. Like I don't know, you know, the mainstream music is dangerous. It's KB, Nas Warren, Nas Warren, you know, Side Rally Smoke Squad. Side Rally, Side Rally Smoke Squad. We was just mentioning, man. I had to look at this as 5% and say, the CDC, they told us they know 120 got. Now all of a sudden they get asked a degree. They get asked a degree and they don't know it. How's that possible? How's that possible? Yes, you. It's like complete. It's like complete the same right here, man. The CDC told us they studied this thing, man. They knew all about it. It's 100% safe according to the of New. It's from God and it saves lives. And now all of a sudden, like Complete said right here, when it comes to the J&J vaccine, the CDC is saying they got to renew their history. What is the deal? How's that reality? How's that reality catching you? Felix Almanzar, you still there? Did you understand that answer? He was District 120. Yeah, I said, Fauci. But see, Fauci never knew his lessons. Fauci was lacking. Fauci was lacking ever since. He that cat. He that cat that's been on the Bill degree in 1 in 10 the entire time he had the knowledge. He never elevated. So what did you think? What did you think about my answer, Felix Almanza? I want to see. I want to make sure you understood it. Because there's a jewel in it. Yeah, yeah, that's him. That's him. When I was born. Yeah, Fauci's that cat. Look, when he get locked up, he turns straight Muslim. Come out, come out with a kufi with no tassel and shit. That guy. That's Fauci. Coming up to people, coming up to people, coming up to people with the book of the 5% from Dr. York, talking about he got the lessons. You know the kind of guy Fauci is. That's why I never listen. He didn't say one consistent thing the entire time except take the shot. All right, listen. I don't know what you're thinking, Felix Almanza. Well, maybe it's taking you time to just type out the answer, but it's not. They don't have a Facebook page that you can go to. They don't have a Facebook page you can go to and get the answer. Yeah, to me, I think, uh, that's another lesson that, at least so far in 2020, I mean, I guess he's got 3 more years, Biden. But I think that's the lesson of it, man, is that politics is some other shit. And what I'm saying is this, uh, when you know, Google and Facebook and all these companies, maybe Facebook might have, I think they was already around, but they really started elevating during uh, during Obama's administration. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I'm saying since then, these companies right now, these degrees that you're giving me right here, Felix Almanzar, is in the uh, 1 to 36. We talking about the God degree and the Build Destroy degree in the 110. Um, but I'm saying that either way or, right? We've seen these companies be successful, right? Under uh, Democratic administrations and under Republican administrations, right? So what I'm saying is that there's some other part of politicking, right? Besides just going to vote. And whoever's in office, and you need this person in office, you needing this person in office to be successful. That's the important thing to me is, somewhere down the line, people got to see that there's like that's the smallest part. See, even in terms of uh, the application of democracy, right? In the application of democracy, there's always a problem for rich people, and that is, you know, if you just vote and majority rule, see, to first of all, off the bat, majority rule, right, is also mob rule, right? And we know that mob rule is something that can go drastically wrong. You know what I'm saying? Um, but that's the problem for everybody. The problem for rich people is that the problem for rich people is that if it's just about the majority rule, right? Then uh, you know, the majority of us can just vote to take the 1%'s money and divide it up amongst ourselves. So this is why, you got certain red tape to slow certain things like that down from happening. This is why, in America, we don't actually have uh, uh, democracy. It's a democratic republic, a representative democracy. You understand what I'm saying? Because they need a layer of protection between the rich people and the poor people. See what I'm saying? So the people, they got a layer of protection, right? The electoral college, that's a layer of protection against the people. You understand what I'm saying? The uh the Supreme Court, the people have no direct what's the word? I don't want to say influence because them actually appointing somebody for life is a little bit more than influence. But the people, all you can say is you voted for this president and this president, but like I said, you didn't really vote for that president. See what I mean? So now that's like two layers of protection that they got to the Supreme Court. The only people that from the Constitution, right, directly that we vote for in the federal government is the Congress. When I say Congress, I'm talking about the congressmen, not the senators. People just started voting for the senators in the early 1900s. So the dude, you know what I'm saying? Uh, there's some people that have demonstrated their power. Like, what was that dude? I think his name was Shelley Alderson or something like that. That in the beginning of the Republican primaries, when nobody thought Trump was going to win, he was backing Trump. And then Trump kept losing, but he just kept backing him. Everybody was like, yo, you should drop out. You should drop out. But because that dude kept hitting him with money, he stayed in the race. So see, all those votes that people made, right, in the beginning of the primaries where they was voting against him, trying to get him out of there, that one guy, his contribution was worth more than all their votes. Yeah, that's another aspect of those debates too. Complete this this as you said right there, in terms of people being in position to benefit, not just the people being in position to benefit, right, but who those people are. The people in position, whether they, uh, you know, the older generation that's, experienced in this different type of fighting for freedom, justice, and equality. You know what I'm saying? Or is it a newer generation that has kind of learned from the mistakes of that older generation? You know what I'm saying? So they're a little bit better equipped in these times to push things forward. See, they got a million divisions. Oh, look at this. I got my spammers again. I'm already I'm already big time over here complete. When West Coast Wives come back on, tell them City Science is already we're already doing the damn thing. All right. Now, in the 114, Philly South Monzar, what degree you up to? The secret pleaders, like I keep saying though, too, I think that's the thing, man. It's the tribalism. Like what I'm saying is that it's the thing that exists amongst us, right? It's the things that exist. It's the thing that exists amongst us, right? That renders us ineffective. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning we in a situation where we outnumber them 11-1, and yet we can't make a move. They can just come out on the street, pick out a big 6 fucking 9 foot. I mean, a 6'9" brother, right? Like George Floyd. They can just pick him out, choke him out. The other brother over there in Staten Island, you just go pick him off the street, choke him out, and nothing happens to them unless they say that. All right, so you studying the fourth degree, right? So, uh, when you see those first couple of lines right there, for the answer, I'm saying they start making trouble amongst the righteous people, accusing them of telling lies, causing them to fight and kill one another. Yakub was the original black man, was the father of the devil. He taught them to do this devilishment. So see, that's what they do, right? with the useful land that they use. See, all this right here, we just dealing with the details of how it's manifested in this day and time. To see it every day and time, right? We would be able to just look at the history. You know what I'm saying? Whether we talking about the transatlantic slave trade, whether we talking about the institution of what they call it, the peculiar institution of chattel slavery. You know, whether we talking about redlining, uh, you know, the introduction and the endorsements of the Klan. You know what I'm saying? Uh, we constantly see these things being manifested. You know what I mean? So the bottom line, you know, gets back to what I was saying to complete that somehow we have to um, conquer the tribalism amongst, you know, all of our people. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, for me, more so than the Bible, more so than you know, money, uh, the separations that existed amongst us, right, is what allowed the devil to be successful in his undertaking. You know what I'm saying? When he showed up, right, in all these places where it was original people, the original people had so much conflict with each other, right, that they couldn't they couldn't see that this motherfucker that's like he's white. You can't see that this motherfucker is other than you. Like, nah, you not fucking with him. Not everywhere in the world, though. They got some places. And they got some people. Now, a lot of them people, you know, they fought back valiantly, you know, and got wiped out. I don't think that never happened. But they got a situation with these people. Uh, what's the name of these people? They down there in the Andaman Islands. Could be the Sentinelese, you know, but they down there on the Andaman Islands, and you can't they don't allow nobody to come on their island. I seen one time the Caucasian was on TV. I was watching some kind of documentary about it. So the dude was saying that the dude was saying that you know, he wanted to go over there and he wanted to give an offering. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, he wanted to get to know them or whatever, but it was already known how they get down. So he went to the island and he left like a whole a spread of fruits and vegetables. You know what I'm saying? They put a pig out there. You know what I'm saying? And just, you know, like some things that just be like a friendship offering. As soon as they got back in the boat, like they left that on the beach and they got back in the boat and they went out a little bit ways. Yo, three dudes came out. When they came out, they threw a couple of spears at the boat, right? But the boat was too far. They killed the pig, dug a hole, buried it, threw all the fruits and vegetables back in the water, right? And then they squatted down like they was taking a shit. and then they went back in the woods, right? And then it wasn't very long after that. It might have been, it might not have even been a year, G, from the time I saw that documentary to this other Caucasian tried to go there, but he stayed on the beach and they returned him. Even the other colored people was like, yo, son, the fuck was you doing? Like, scram. Don't fuck with them people. Yeah, that's true. Now I was born, uh, you know, uh, that is something that uh, like now I was born talking about in terms of kind of the media coverage, right, of the civil rights era. Uh, you know, on the one hand, it's like, yeah, it's still, like the things that was televised, this is like a televised event. You know what I'm saying? Like even when you see those dogs and those water hoses, that's not the worst that's happening to black people in America at that time. Not the worst that's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if it wasn't for TV, they say, next time the revolution won't be. But if it wasn't for TV and that type of coverage and certain things happening, just a little bit of adjustment. But at the end of the day, right, they didn't build prison houses for the people that killed our people. They built prison houses for the people that killed their people. See, when you had those, the Mississippi, the who was those the two Jewish guys and the black guy, and then you had the white lady and the white preacher, Shaquem. See, when stuff like that started happening, or even the signs from Rosa Parks, shout out to her, but also shout out to the girl who had refused to give up her seat before that and got taken to jail. Or just like the that's one of the reasons I don't agree, because I see people defending the Jesse Smollett guy, saying it was a victimless crime. The reason why I don't agree with that is because we're in a situation right now, right, where the difference between the George Floyd case, right, and the Breonna Taylor case is that the Breonna Taylor case is not on camera. And see what's significant about that? Dealing with the smart situation is we are already in a situation where if something happens to us, it has to be on audio and videotape for us to get any kind of justice. So somebody coming out with a totally false claim, where at the end of the day, let's keep it real, keep up with all this cultural association, like my G, you're using people's pain. Like in order for it to be the reality, right, that you could go someplace and say, yo, yeah, these racists did that, and people respond because there's a history of racists doing things to original people. That people had to put in pain for that history to exist. So I don't see it as victims. I see it as something that, I mean, first of all, from the gate, and we want to see sciences now. From the gate, there's things about his story that I just couldn't buy. At the pinnacle of things that I couldn't buy about his story was the part where he said that these racists put a noose around his neck, and he didn't notice. Now, if there's a black man that you could put a noose around his neck, right, and he don't notice, he's not from America. He knows nothing of American history. He's never seen those pictures, of various brothers and sisters, trigger warning. I don't know if we need to do that on the city sciences. But the various brothers and sisters that was lynched, and we've seen all those pictures. You you can't be from here. You could have never seen that. You gotta be from some other culture where that's got a whole other meaning. For you to say somebody put in news, listen, if you pull out a gun on me, right? I mean, you handling it fairly proficiently, like you know what you're doing, right? And what it is that you want me to comply with is not that serious. See, I might comply with that. I might, all right, you put a noose on my neck, you're going to have to kill me. Then he said he walked home. Apparently, this walk was 9 miles. He walked home with said noose still around his neck. Again, I don't, I can't even tell you in all my studies, I've never come across, you know, black men that would do that. And even when you see the pictures of the brothers coming, brothers and sisters and babies and everything, and they walking them across the desert. The Arabs walking across the desert, and they got them all tied up, their hands, their feet, and then sometimes you see they have the rope around their neck to control them. So I'm saying I'm sure over there they would feel the same way. Like, maybe first of all, there's no such thing as you putting this on my neck without me noticing. And then you said they was already racist. They was already racist. And the two things they got on them is bleach and this rope. Now, what kind of card carrying racist? What kind of card carrying racist walks around with bleach? Don't disrespect the clan like that. Bleach. Motherfucker got 12 gauges. Oh, motherfucking bleach. And then he said, after the 9 mile walk, when he got to his house, he kept said noose on his neck until his manager came over and took it off. Look, I rest my case. Closing argument's not even needed. There's no black person in America I didn't understand why people believe that from the jump myself. See, like I said, see over here in the city sciences, we get loose like that. We get loose like that. District 120, you still there? You gotta find out. I need to build with the youth right now. I need to build with the youth. You still there, District 120? Okay, District 120 is there. So right now, you know, at all this time, you know what I'm saying? We oh snap. Why nobody didn't mention that? It was we missed our anniversary, man. What is it, December 5th or 7th? Oh man, we gotta have a party. Man. We got like next Friday, we gotta have a party. But getting back to the point, so you know, over these 2+ years, you know, dropped a couple jewels on you that I could, you know what I'm saying? Now I need you, you got a reverse polarity here. I need you to drop a gem on me. Uh, is Meg the Stallion capping about Tory Lanez or what? That's it. Listen. I already know the answer to 120. I need to know that now. Has she been capping? Because, you know, complete said two wrongs shall make it right. The problem is, in this new presentation of the history, Meg the Stallion did both the wrongs. Shout out to Pinky Toe. This is 120. So I think she's lying about due to the fact that no bullet fragments was found and she didn't have no bones broken, etc. Well, I don't know. Have you? Maybe you're not. Maybe you're not hip. You know, as young brothers, we keep our ears to the streets. Have you heard about the new developments in the case? Capping is lying. Think they trying to ruin Tory because he's independent? Man, that would be horrible for Meg to be down with that. But have you heard the? I don't think you heard the latest. Apparently, apparently, well, at least the impression that I was under was that Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez was an item, right? And that they got into some type of lovers quarrel, and Tory Lanez took it too far. That was what I was under the impression of. But apparently, uh, in this new version, they have an independent witness apparently saying that, in fact, Tory Lanez was an item with Meg Thee Stallion's friend, and that apparently the friend discovered that Meg Thee Stallion was uh, uh, sharing the WAP. She was sharing the WAP with Tory Lanez. And so the friend and uh, the friend and Meg Thee Stallion got into it. So that was, also part of what you said right there was also that was one of the kind of conclusions that people were speculating on, that maybe she stepped on some glass while she was fighting her friend. Yeah, uh, District 120. That was one of the first. That was one of the first versions that I heard. Is that perhaps Tory discovered that the rumors about her uh, being, I guess, what would be the word, transsexual? That perhaps he discovered that those rumors were true. But in this, like I said, from what I heard today, the possibility is that if she did get shot, it was a friend that shot her. Listen, a lot of these people now, I don't, like a lot of times, there's a lot of artists with the most I know about them is, kind of the bad news or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like if they get arrested or, you know, a lot sometimes killed. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's the first time I hear about somebody. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, "Yo, this rapper got killed." So the consensus in our little group tonight is that Meg Thee Stallion's capping. Completely, it could be a teaching moment though. It could be a teaching moment. Complete. That's what the that's what the WAP gets you. What do you think? If you if she's capping, if she's capping, again, I said this could be a teaching moment where you could tell little girls that this is what the WAP gets you. But I got another question. If she's capping, do you know what kind of impact you think that'll have on her? I think it depends on the PR. I definitely think that. I think it's definitely it could go the way of cancellation. I'm sure black male fan base would diminish. You know what I'm saying? Not sure how much black male uh, uh, but I don't know if she'll get like the canceled. I don't know. Have black men ever canceled someone? Straight men? I don't know if black men have ever canceled someone. But if I think if she plays the card that she's been abused by so many men in the past, and uh, you know the, the pain of the way speaking to her or something, the way she was treated, reminded her of these horrible situations that she's been in the past. You know, I think she give up good. Is Maya, you still in the room? What you think? You think she get off the hook? She brings up, her rough, painful childhood. Please said females, not women, are master cappers. The Mad Hatter. she's the, she's the Mad Hatter. Oh man. But again though, we laughing. But this shit is diabolical, man. If the shit is real, or I don't know which way we go. If the shit is fake, if she's capping, then you know. So Maya said she may have to use that angle to get some sympathy. That's how Cardi B did it. Remember when they said, well, Cardi B said it, that she drugged dudes and robbed them, and then she came back like, yo, I was poor, and I didn't have education. Like, yeah, we understand. Yeah, it's the thing. Women don't go to court like that. They go to court of public opinion. Because now, a woman can do all that. Look, she don't even need an actual tear. You ever notice that if some of these people they be telling their stories of it don't be an actual tear. So yeah, I don't know. I think you know if if Corey, especially if I say Corey, if Tori blows off of it, she can reverse this whole thing. There's people in the world that suffer from that level of delusion, right? Where let's say if all of a sudden Tori is found not guilty, right? Then she can just say, it's like Tori is profiting off my pain. She got cards. She got cards to play. Like you said, it depends on her PR department. Christmas time, we give out some presidents at the Children's Hospital. I found out, man, if she got that in her, where she would blame him for that. That would be, man, man. Well, I guess that would be the end of the summer. The end of the summer for that hot girl. Yeah, I'm telling you, but that's part of, remember back in the days, when we used to watch cartoons, and at the end of every superhero cartoon, they had that, somehow or another, they got that message across that, with great power comes responsibility. You know what I mean? So Superman and Batman and all these cats, they had to use their power to save the world and shit. You know what I'm saying? Superman, truth, justice, and the American way and all that kind of shit. That was Boys in the Hood. You know you fucked up, right? Yeah. You know you fucked up, right? But that's kind of, women, they coming into the world to do whatever. Like, yeah, it's responsibilities, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't be doing shit like that. Like I remember it was women that was pissed off with Hillary Clinton because when she lost, when she lost to Trump, she didn't come out that night and give the concession speech. You know what I'm saying? And women felt like, yo, like even women that didn't support her, whatever, all of them was like, yo, listen, you gotta put your big girl panties on and go out there and take that L, man. Like, you can't, you know, we can't demand and compete, right? And then we can't take it out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's another. And then, like I said, I think all of that stuff is part of the game too. You know what I mean? To me, uh, I'm not saying that that's what her mindset is to do, but I think the industry is using her, right? You know, to like she got this kind of image that she can do all of these things, right? You know what I'm saying? And I noticed that that's kind of a thing now. You know what I mean? With Cardi B, it's like, yeah, she's saying all this on the record, but but she's married. Just say, look, you got Beyonce, she's making a reggae single with my single ladies at, and she's married. So the same thing with Megan Thee Stallion. It's like, yeah, she's doing all this posing, basically, Instagram modeling to music. You know what I'm saying? But nah, she got a college degree. So it's almost like, yo, it testifies, whatever, it's okay if she's doing this and doing that because she got a college degree. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's kind of there to adjust the principles, right, of women that go to college. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, uh, the vast majority of those women is going to at least attempt to pursue a career in their studies. You know what I'm saying? They're going to make some attempt at, using their mind in order to make a living. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, you know, that's kind of how that thing works. You understand what I'm saying? Where, you got, just in life in general, whether you're talking about males or females, you got certain people that's doing the wrong thing, right? But they looking good doing the wrong thing. They got the right car, the right clothes, the right bags, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? And, this stuff becomes magnetic to draw other people into their way of life. So now, you know, Meg the Stallion is there to, if you ask me, to draw the college educated women into, that mentality and way of life. He said a meeting in '91 to change the direction of hip hop really shows itself by what they make music about. I never even who attended this meeting. Yeah, right. Complete, into the fold of, at the end of the day, you're making, your money the same way as Cardi B, right? Who has no education. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. That's the word you're going to dumb them down. That to me is that's what they use. Are you saying that that was what the meeting was about to dumb it down, or saying make this guy? Yeah, because it's nothing that I've heard her really say, in terms of education, except that she has a degree. But the deal she signed is not a great deal. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, like, you didn't necessarily use your education. You didn't necessarily use your education in that way, where you would say that, okay, even if this is your presentation or whatever, that's your act, that's whatever, right? But on the business side of things, you know what I'm saying? You put your degree to work, but it didn't really show up there either. So there's an interview with Crazy Bone on YouTube. Well, who is it on? Is it on Vlad? You see, I've been stopped watching Vlad. The time everybody else got up on stop watching Vlad, I've been stopped watching. So there were many meetings I've heard about with execs, with the content execs to channel music into the prisons. And I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I've been stopped watching Vlad though. And I started noticing that uh you know, like there could be a dude that's like, yo, he put an album out, right? And, Vlad, you're not gonna hear that that album came out from Vlad. You know what I'm saying? But the same dude get arrested. You know what I mean? I start seeing like, yo, you just a pipeline for all the motherfucking bad. You know what I'm saying? And then slowly over time, more and more stuff started getting revealed. He said it sounds like a cop out to me. They just refused to make popular music because it wasn't selling since they weren't promoting it. And see, that's the thing that that's the thing that that's kind of the elephant in the room. Is that see a lot of those groundbreaking classic artists, you know what I'm saying? Like the turning point, I think, was the Chronic. Like there was a few other things that happened, but I'm sure at the time, between the Chronic and then remember when Snoop came out, Snoop broke almost every record, you know, first day sales, first week sales, first platinum, you know, uh, the Chronic was the turning point because the type of money that that album made. You know what I'm saying? And also, uh, Snoop was the first dude to fully capitalize, right, on the fact that New York is a unique culture within America. You know what I'm saying? And the culture from New York extends from, uh, probably at least like up in Connecticut somewhere, all the way down to like Virginia, along the East Coast. It's people that, they probably got a lot of family in New York, you know what I mean? They might have lived in New York before. Uh, but really outside of there, right? Uh, the rest of the country, their cultures is all similar. You understand what I'm saying? So, uh, more people can relate to, uh, say, the game, right, than Jadakiss. You know what I'm saying? Jadakiss, he got a particular, this, this, this area. That's why, a lot of times you see artists from outside of New York is big because or even if you see an artist from New York that does get big these days, I'm saying they're doing something that appeals, like you in a gang, you're in one of these national gangs where that's a part of your culture that you share with other parts of the country. You know what I'm saying? And so, when Snoop kind of, brought that whole train with him, and him and Dre sold all those records. You know what I'm saying? No Limit, No Limit. They was later. By the time they came, she was watered down. If you ask me, I would put Luke Skywalker in that though. Luke Skywalker would be one of the things that happened to, you know what I'm saying? That was all around that time. But remember, they had that court case. Remember, they had that court case where they went to the Supreme Court. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, music. See, now music is about being mainstream. You get a nigga like Drake to do it. You understand what I'm saying? But one time music was about Flavor Flav and Old Dirty. I'm saying, you know, uh, uh, what's the nigga name? The Rolling Stones. I'm saying is the shit is about rebels and shit. That's what music was about. You know what I'm saying? Now this shit is gotta be all clean cut. Be married to a Kardashian and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But that was another situation where it was like, yo, the type of money that he was making by bringing that sex into the industry. You know what I'm saying? There was no, before that, it was a little bit different situation. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that, uh, say like you had the real Roxanne and Roxanne Shante. Now, see, a lot of people have, you probably heard of Roxanne Shante. A lot of people probably don't remember the real Roxanne. The real Roxanne, she had like a whole era where she was, the finest chick in hip hop. Could not rhyme a lick. Never even listen. She didn't even have a good line. But see, back then, because the fan base was interested in your rhymes, right? Even though she looked better than Roxanne Shante, right? Roxanne Shante, she won the battle. She sold the records. So yeah, that's what we're looking for now. We're looking for a woman that can rhyme like that. We need to find another female that can stand in there and hold her own on the mic with the dude. And so that's when you saw the MC Lights and all these other people because that's what is selling. And then, you take it up to, by the time, Lil Kim and Foxy Brown is the turning point for that. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, nah, don't see that shit. You know what I'm saying? Lauren, see, Lauren, for a couple reasons, I like to leave her out of it. You know, for one, Lauren Hill, great MC. Let's say that. Let's say that. Let's say that. Right. Let's say that with no buts. Let's just let that live for a minute. Lauren Hill, great MC. All right, now that we let that breathe, Lauren Hill, R&B artist. That breakout album that she had, that album was R&B. There's some good records on there. There was some records that was cool, but see, yeah, I'm not gonna be listening to that thing. I don't know the words to that song. Like she just, her music. She's a great artist, not a hip hop artist. I don't put her really in the category with the MC Lights, that made whole rock solid classic albums of just hip hop, take niggas' heads off hip hop. See, even Sweet Tea. Remember Sweet Tea? Now Sweet Tea was bad, but Sweet Tea could rhyme. But Sweet Tea had to look. She would have made it, even in today. But Sweet Tea was nice. She ain't got the catalog as some of the other women we talking about right now. But I remember, man, when It's My Beat was out. Remember, and that's another thing. She was out a little bit before some of these women. So she was really in there when it was a man's game. Shantae, I think her Shantae might be a little before her. She did a thing, though. She did a thing. You know, see, that's another thing I say about Sweet Tea that I put over it. A lot of people see Sweet Tea, Shantae, uh, uh, MC Light. See, they had music that I had they tapes, and we going back. I had they cassette tapes. You know what I'm saying? Before streaming, before downloading, before CDs, I had they cassette tapes. Real words to records. But see, I just cannot. I'm not going to be singing the words to girl power music. So that's why not MC, like Queen Latifah. it's never been all that to me. Like she got a couple of good records, you know what I mean? Because she was making records in the dancing era, so she made records that could be danced to and all that. But yeah, I'm not gonna be listening to Ladies First in my walk. Eve was another artist. I thought she was dope in terms of her voice, her delivery, vocab, all of that. But girl power music. This nigga District Boy Trey said his mom had MC Light tape. Stop it, man. Yeah, Queen Latifah was R&B too. Yeah, yeah. Um, you know, at the end of the day, uh, MCing is a man's sport. You know what I mean? Like just generally speaking, it's is is it's messed up, right? But your audience is your audience. See, like I say, you gotta embrace it. You know what I mean? Who you are, what you're doing, you attract a certain audience. You know what I'm saying? And the audience, the hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Real hip hop is mostly men. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got the dudes that, they walk that fine line like Jay-Z and Kanye. Yeah, they hip hop, but they got a little little spray of that R&B. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like for a woman, if they even a little bit R&B, they R&B. You know what I'm saying? And then you got like these different tracks where it's like she could be, hardcore, rapping like one of the guys type backpacking and all that, you know what I'm saying? But then it's like, yo, the people that you around, like that's one thing hip hop is, music in general is like that, but especially hip hop is like, yo, people identifying with the experiences. You know what I mean? Whether the experience is partying or, being on the block, being in a gang, being in jail, selling drugs, whatever is the different experience or, just, you know what I'm saying? And ultimately, she's experiencing things different than the other male backpackers. So there's going to be a limit there. You know what I'm saying? You know, if she is like hardcore, like a gangster rapper, then it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't really need you. A chick talking about blowing people's heads off and stuff like that. Like, stop it, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, or, other than that, if she do if she do what the audience of hip hop really wants her to do, then you end up with Lil Kim and Foxy Brown and Trina. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, just in general, the kind of characteristics, right? The kind of characteristics that make a great MC, I just don't. I don't think they. I think women come with those talents naturally. You know what I'm saying? They can develop their skills definitely. You know what I'm saying? But uh, I don't know if there's been like a female, you know what I'm saying, who just, he just got a voice that, listen, if before we knew you rhyme, we was gonna ask you, your son, you rhyme? Where he just, Black Thought from the Roots. See, he just got a natural voice and shit, and natural just his cadence of talking and everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know if I ever heard a girl who just her voice. See, MC Light came out with that crazy beat. That Cram to Understand You, that beat was ridiculous. You say you heard who don't write his own lyrics. Black Thought. You talking about what that bro was saying? This the City Science channel. We can say bro. you see why? You see why? You see why we see why we want the City Science channel? You talking about that crazy bro? Don't believe Nancy said. Do not believe nothing she say. See, the problem with everything she's saying is that you throwing your crimies under the bus, shorty. You're throwing your crimies under the everything you explaining that everybody did bad. You was a crimey. See, this young lady, and shout out to her, man. I hope she's doing great. You know what I'm saying? But this young lady, right, is an example of someone who got into, I don't know if you want to classify them as personal relationships, intimate relations, right, with all the people that she was doing business with, right? And when those intimate relations went bad, her business dealings went bad. And when she came on there, you could see that she still was not able to separate. So me, this kind of stuff, man. Look, this is why we have the City Sciences channel. See, I don't like the double dipping that these women do. I don't like the double dipping that they do. So you remember that woman that tried to sue Trump, right? And was that her case was that Trump paid her for sex. She was a bus star, you know, and yet she expressed that she was traumatized by this. But here's the thing: when Trump when Trump found out that he was running for president, he was like, "Look, you know, for your cooperation with some silence here, take another piece of change there for yourself." You cash the check. So you double dip. You got paid twice for what you usually get paid once for. And then now you come to court to triple dip. You come to court now to triple dip. I don't think, see, it's something that's going wrong. There's something that's going wrong. These women are not reading the Bible. They are not reading their Bible and they don't understand that, see, what's that word, what you call it? When you, uh, anonymity. Anonymity is a part of your job. Like if that's what I'm saying, if these women, a lot of times they don't want to admit what they're doing for a living. You know, but what I'm saying is that it's like, for instance, in Hollywood, right? In Hollywood, you have uh, plastic surgeons, right? These plastic surgeons could come out and sell an expose to TMZ and say, "Look, yeah, this woman right here that y'all putting on all the magazines, yeah, this is the receipts right here of all the procedures that I did. Here's videotape of the operating room of me doing the procedures." And look, TMZ probably give them $500 or something. But now you've ruined your business. See, whereas before she was going to tell her actress friends, "Yo, listen, oh yeah, he does great work, and he don't say nothing." These women don't understand that they crooks. They don't want to accept it. They think they just, smart or some shit. No, you're a fucking crook. And the people you work with is your fucking crimies, man. Stop ratting. You know what's going on with it. Yeah, stepping all over. But see, that's what it is that they're convinced in their minds that it's something else. That's why they end up ultimately not being successful. Remember that movie? Remember in Casino? Remember in Casino? So now we open the Bible. Remember in Casino when Robert De Niro's character, when he was setting up whatever he was setting up with Sharon Stone's character, and you know he was telling her, "Listen, man, you cooperate, boom, you hang out, maintain, boom, you're gonna be set up for life." It's got to maintain for this period of time. And remember, just the cover, listen, can't be embarrassing me though. They don't understand it. They don't understand it. So much. That's why you got now they get on the internet and get interviewed. What was the girl's name? What was it, the first girl? I mean, she wasn't the very first, but the girl that wrote the book, Superhead. That's her. The the godmother of Double Dipping. Einstein. Einstein ran out of gas. Listen, maybe Sherlock can figure it out next time. It's about that time anyway. We gotta, we gotta be in the pocket tomorrow. We gotta be in the pocket tomorrow for 6 o'clock on Mondays. We'll be back in the class. Much more, uh, much more tame session. We'll stick to 120 lessons. We won't go into the Bible. So yeah, see y'all tomorrow. Back at the G building. That's one thing about over here is it's much more calm. Not too much. You won't need medication over there and so forth. That is until we decide to open the medicine cabinet. That's always a box of chocolates. But other than that, I'm gonna sign off. Say peace. See y'all tomorrow.